Hey guys, I'm going to spend 30 minutes looking back at my experience with Fallout 76. I rented this game at a RedBox one time, thinking it would be an awesome game to play, and a whole lot of fun to be in the game with a bunch of players, playing the game with everyone, like everyone has a good experience with each other, blah blah blah. Where Bethesda made a mistake in this online game was making every single human being that survived a player. The only NPCs available were robots. You know, generic non-interactive companions to play with, and audio logs. Yeah. Bethesda, you really had something good with Fallout 3. You did great on Fallout 4. But as far as Fallout 76 is concerned, when you made every single human being a player, there were no players from my experience. Almost no one played the game. I repeat, almost no one, save for a select few I met. Some guy who wanted to help me craft stuff, and I'll just give his Instagram name, LilyPerps something or other, as those are the only few people I remember. So anyhow, there was one good thing that came out of Fallout 76, and you know what it is? The Nuka-Tapper game. It was the best thing ever to come out of Fallout 76. Not only that, but there are probably some other mini games as well, but I never got the chance to look into them because it was a rental. And not only that, they really messed it up along the line somewhere. When you first start the game, it is open mic from the beginning. You're hearing people swearing a lot and all that other sort of weird jazz. I mean, at least if you're gonna make a voice chat related game, at least add some sort of push to talk feature for those who don't want to hear freaking swears. I mean, come on. And still, we're fast forwarding. There's this pretty cool code minigame where you have to guess the code to access the terminal. I don't think I could do it now, and I couldn't do it then. So anyway, going through the rest of this stuff, you'll find some pretty weird stuff going on, man. I mean, just really. The only other enemies you face are, instead of having like those cool raiders and stuff, and those ghouls and everything, all those interesting enemies you see in Fallout, you know what you get? Scorchers! Those damn zombie things. I mean, seriously. Really? I've recorded footage for over an hour just to get to this looking back at it video. And I mean, come on. And I think I rented this at around the beginning of the year of 2019, so it was a fresh experience for me at the time. And looking back at some of the original reviews of the game, I'd say in my original review of the game, as well as my original review of the game, it was right on the money. everyone had a good reason to hate this game. Literally everyone. And I do mean everyone and their grandmother. The only pre-order bonus you got was a tote bag made of some cheap material, and I think the Fallout 76 like Pip-Boy wristwatch thing. While the Pip-Boy wristwatch thing might be useful, the tote bag really wasn't. And the funny thing is, the tote bag was made out of the same type of material you used in garbage bags. Some sort of similar material that you'd find in garbage bags. I mean, come on. Seriously. They get everyone hyped up for this. I mean, come on. It's really not even worth my time to look back at this, but I am casting myself back into the memories of this crappy Fallout game from Bethesda. I only rented this at RedBox like maybe one time. That was it. And really, if you don't rent Fallout 76 from RedBox or buy Fallout 76, you're really not missing much, to be honest. Sure, there's some sort of camp feature, and sure, you can cooperate with your friends, but how are you going to be able to do that when there's no friends? I mean, seriously. Seriously. Is it really even worth it? And there's also no way to talk to your friends either, because, well, let's face it. The game is just pointless on its own, and pointless when you don't have a friend over. And really, if you want a good Fallout game for the PS4, try Fallout 4. It's miles better than this game I'm reviewing for you right now, or not actually reviewing, looking back at for you right now. 'Cause seriously. And one weird thing is that there's a first person mode, and it's just, wow. Really, Bethesda? Yeah, really had to go through all this. And the game takes place in like West Virginia. There was actually a pretty good song on there called Country Roads. It was originally by John Denver. And it would have been nice to hear the John Denver song, but instead we get a cover from Bethesda themselves. And while the cover is good, nothing beats the original John Denver Country Roads. I mean, Country Roads as a song is awesome. And I bet people got this particular game just to hear Country Roads. And that is it. That and all the good classical music out there. Really. And while there is a crafting system, there is not much else to be had. Like, seriously. There was even a power suit glitch with this game one time, where if you got into a power suit, you'd be stuck in the power suit forever, and you'd have no choice but to reset the game. I mean, it was that bad. Just looking at it gives me, just creeps me out. And the whole reason I put the footage on fast forward, besides the fact that it was over the time limit was so you didn't have to look at it for long periods of time. And I'll be honest, this could have actually been a great game. This could have actually been a game where you could play around with your friends and have fun and killing raiders and stuff, but no! No! You know what else this game promised? This game promised that you didn't have to be connected to a server to play. Well, guess what? If you sit idle for too long, you're dropped from the server. And some people with laggy internet connections get server dropped anyway. Because, holy crap, the servers are well underpowered with this thing. And I personally would like to ramble on and on and on about that. Now, there is something good about Fallout 4 that needs to be said. You remember those holotapes? You know, those tapes that are like orange in color, and you can put them in your Pip-Boy and listen to them during your travels? Yeah, well, there's plenty of holotapes. And the only one I remember getting from Fallout 76, besides those audio logs and stuff, was the Nuka Tapper game. It's pretty cool being able to play on the go. And I mean, it's a lot of fun. Though it would be nice to have some sort of touchscreen controls on the Pip-Boy, so you could play Nuka Tapper whenever you wanted to, like swiping up and down to move between bars and whatnot. That would be pretty cool to see the character swiping up and down on the screen. And it would also have been nice to have seen an on-screen keyboard for the what was it? The Pip-Boy, to have the character type in information by pressing the keys on the keyboard with the little finger, like we do with iPhones nowadays. Like, you know, this thing. It would have been nice to see something like that. It really would have been. But instead, we get a complete mess of a game. I didn't say a partial mess. I didn't say 3/4 of a mess. I said a complete mess. Like, this is more buggy than the Big Rigs Over the Road racing game that's on the PC. More buggy than Sonic 06. And in terms of online, fewer people have cared about it. Fewer people have played it in its launch. I mean, people. When most of the people saw that Bethesda lied to them about most of the stuff that was promised, everyone, and I do mean everyone, quit the game. En masse. The only people you will find to play with are those dedicated few who stuck with the game since its launch. As for me, I didn't stick with the game since its launch. Oh no. I quit while I was ahead. Yeah, I quit while I was ahead. And seriously, I wanted to give this game a chance. I really did. But in the end, it was just not worth playing. And I have to agree with most everyone about all the bad reviews this game has gotten. when you lie to the consumers and the people who have ordered these games, and pre-ordered these games, and you overpromise and underdeliver, it's like clickbait, but in physical disc form. You're hyping us with the promise of good things to do and whatnot, and all you get in the end is this mess. The mess that I'm showing to you in fast forward right now, so you don't have to look at it for too long. And really, you don't want to have to look at it for too long. And I gotta say, playing this for a long time was worse than any punishment you could ever think of. If there is more, if there were ever a bigger problem with Fallout 76 than the lack of players, the multitude of glitches would have to be one of them. It was also a disorganized item system, and sure, there was a mobile thing where you could rest in sort of like camp facilities and get health back, but seriously, without NPCs to direct you to where you're supposed to go or where you want to go, you're left all alone in the Appalachian Mountains with nowhere to go. And I do mean that in the most sincere way possible. Now, West Virginia is almost like heaven in like a real life sense, but in this game sense, almost heaven. More like almost hell. Well, yeah, it was almost hell for me to play through this game. If not actually hell. And beyond the Raz thing, and they screwed up the whole survival thing by having a character like need food and water constantly. Not only that, but when you're running, you cannot run for an infinite period of time. You get tired frequently. And I mean, seriously? I'd rather have infinite running ability and not have to survive rather than having a character that needed food and water constantly and needed constant healing items. Because, seriously, looking at this mess, it just... Bethesda, if you're gonna make another Fallout game, go back to the drawing board, cause this online mess isn't gonna cut it for any of us. And I do mean it. And did you know how I mentioned that the only NPCs you meet are robots? Yeah, I just interacted with one of them in the fast forwarded footage right there. And anyhow, there's more to discuss, like the special system. It's not a bad system, but when you have to get cards and whatnot for the special to even work, you really dropped the ball on the special. I thought special was like some sort of strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck based factor. It had like 7 factors. 7! Anyhow, I really had to fast forward through a lot of footage there because, seriously, playing this game, while it was time consuming, felt more like it wasted a lot of my time. And I do mean that in a sense, that it wasted more time than I could ever manage to get back. Seriously, if you ever find Fallout 76 in the store, don't buy it. Don't even rent it. You will have the worst time of your life. And I really do mean that. Seriously. And not just from a graphical standpoint, not just from a lack of conversation standpoint, but even a real physical standpoint. Seeing how badly this game was designed felt like a stab to the heart. And not in a physical way, but in a metaphorical way, so to speak. I felt emotionally saddened that this game messed up so many things about game design. And if you're going for an online game, make sure you test the servers extensively before you release the game. Because you don't want to release a game in an unfinished, buggy state and have to pay them to play test this crap. Because EA did that sort of thing with Anthem and Apex Legends. Now Bethesda having us pay you to test our products and services, that's something I'd expect out of EA. Not you guys. Sorry about that. Anyhow. About the item system, it was so disorganized. Yeah, I found a teddy bear, but really? Are you really going to be hugging that teddy bear for dear life? As a little boy in the wind working to survive your life in this place? I personally would not. And in the end, playing through this game was an exercise in futility. It was an exercise in futility to find players who really would help me out in their time of need. And I do mean that. Playing the game while trying to beat all the creepers, you feel like you're outnumbered. For me, I can only handle one thing at a time, and so I got outnumbered like a few hundred creepers to one relatively quickly. And I'm not talking about the creepers from Minecraft. I'm talking about the zombies and the scorchers and whatnot. Those are the things that outnumbered me quickly. And I even looked at the rogue robots for crying out loud. Seriously. I don't think I could take much more of this. And to be honest, I really couldn't take much more of this. I was patient with it for quite a while, hoping it would improve, but instead, all I felt was despair and distrust at a game series which had come to be beloved by fans for so long, and then you get a crappy online game. If that doesn't kill the Fallout franchise, I don't know what would. And I've dealt with Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, and that was Banjo-Kazooie's franchise killer. It's a shame we don't hear from Banjo-Kazooie anymore. It would have been a great game. At least it got a spiritual successor in the way of Ukulele. I mean, that was great fun. And with the many updates had since then, it was made a whole lot better. Anyhow, so walking through this dilapidated bridge in West Virginia somehow, it felt kind of weird. I also noticed like a little glitch or something. And yeah, I was in a lot of trouble during this game. And I do mean that. I was in deep trouble in this game. And to close out, I just want to say, dear Bethesda, why did you release an online game so buggy, so poorly tested, so poor in general, that nobody would ever want to play it? Even with so many updates, I think everyone's gonna have flown the coop with this game. So, with that said, Bethesda, if you're looking to make another online game, please, for the love of God, go back to the drawing board. You could definitely use it right now. Anyways, that's about all I have with Fallout 76 and the fallout of it. This has been the Gamer Nerd. I want to thank you for watching, and if you liked what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Gamer Nerd, and I want to thank you for watching. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody. Just wanted to add in one last screw you to Bethesda for messing with us. But still, thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this video. Peace out.